Welcome to Diving Deep with Deepak and Darrah, where we make the deep relatable and translatable into your life. What are your thoughts on fame and what really not only draws someone to fame, but has them become the person who is in the spotlight in the first place?
I think it's important that if you become famous, then you have a responsibility to live up to the image you've created. The image, though, is never the reality, and it's always good to surround yourself with few people who can bring you down to earth. In my case, it's my kids. And, there are few intimate friends that can always remind you not to take yourself too seriously and once in a while laugh at yourself.
Great medicine. I love that. How would you describe the difference between your image, so to speak, and your reality, and your human reality?
Human reality is mostly about the image, which we said, the selfie, not the self. But I think the goal of all wisdom traditions is to go beyond that. And only by going beyond that do you have access to true insight, intuition, imagination, creativity, higher vision, transcendence, all the things that humans aspire to, whether they know it or not.
I love it.
It's good to be just aware of that. That's all. It's that your self-image is never going to disappear because actually your body is an expression of that. So your body, your social interactions, your personal relationships are all basically a reflection of this skin-encapsulated ego that is dragging you along as a bag of flesh and bones. So as long as you're in a body, that'll be there. But it would be nice if it's in the background and not in the foreground.
Are there any lessons that you've seen or learned from watching people who are considered famous or celebrities when it's become their entire source of identity or self-worth? Is there anything that you learned?
It's mostly their entire source of self-worth. It's also, by the way, an element in their success. So it's very complex because if they weren't insecure, they wouldn't be successful. So it's almost like there's the wisdom of insecurity built into them. But a stage should come when it's not needed. It's good as part of a phase of maturation.
By that, do you mean that it's the insecurity that drives them to seek more, which then in turn creates more success in that way?
Correct.
That's so fascinating.
It's the insecurity that drives them. But once you've kind of achieved the pinnacle of success, it should drop, but it doesn't. I remember first time I met Michael Jackson, he asked me who was my favorite singer, and I named the Bee Gees or something, and he was so upset that I apologized. I said, okay, it's you.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
That's really fascinating. And so for you and your own experience with fame, was there a time where you felt like there was an insecurity element?
Yeah, in the beginning when I was writing and the books became huge bestsellers, then I got attached to the bestseller list. So silly, but it was a different time in my life.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to hear more, enjoy a free masterclass with Deepak and myself on living a more meaningful life, along with a guided meditation at darrah.co/Deepak. You can also subscribe to our channels, comment below, let us know what you loved, what you'd love to hear more of, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter where we'll share daily knowledge droppings at Deepak Chopra and at Darrah B. See you next time.